Hello guys, Matt here, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to look at everything gaming related that I predict is going to happen in 2020. Let me know your predictions down in the comments. I want to hear some crazy out there ones so that we can look back at this at the end of 2020 to see if any of us got it right. I've got three sections. I'm looking at the console war that's going to be happening in 2020, whether games are going to flop or not, and also the big trends that I think are going to take the gaming world by storm. That way, in a year's time, we can do this video again and see if any of my predictions came true. First up, let's talk about the big console war happening in 2020. Both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X will come out this year. I think the race is going to be a little bit closer than it was with the PS4 and Xbox One, because I think essentially these consoles are going to be very similar. I've also got a slight suspicion that Xbox might just edge it, with the fact that they can offer the Xbox Game Pass to all of their customers. If people actually buy into this service and they continue to give their exclusive games free to all subscription holders, I think this could be a big plus for people deciding which console to buy. One negative prediction that I've got is that these consoles' graphics won't look that much better than our current generation. I think that games like God of War have really pushed the PS4 to its limits, and I think that the next generation of console, despite having better load times etc., won't have that drastically better graphics that we expect each iteration of a console that comes out. I think the controller is going to be better on PS4 than it is on Xbox One, because I've got a slight suspicion they're going to do something special with the PS4 controller, potentially making it customizable by launch day, meaning that you can add buttons to it and configure it yourself to make it your ideal and individually unique performing machine. The Xbox X is going to have a Fable launch title along with a Sea of Thieves 2 / big expansion that is going to be like the launch titles of their new console. PlayStation's lineup, on the other hand, is going to have an Insomniac title as well as Horizon Zero Dawn 2 ready at launch. I also think there's going to be a returning IP. I'm thinking either Resistance is going to make a return or MotorStorm. And another negative prediction, both consoles are going to cost more than £600. The next section of the video is looking at, will these games flop or not? Essentially, these are all games that are coming out in 2020, and I'm going to make a prediction based on what I know about the games now, whether I think they're going to be a hit or they're going to flop. Gods and Monsters. Could go either way. There's a lot of money behind this game, a lot of publicity going to come up in the next couple of months, but I'm going to say probably a flop. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think the game will be good for what it is. However, I think people will prefer turn-based strategy to what is going to be the new fighting style. Watch Dogs Legion. This one has got to be a flop. Essentially, it's the same old game and they've just added loads of characters to it. It'll be poor. Animal Crossing New Horizon. I think this one's going to be a big hit, and it's going to be so good that it's going to entice everyone that's got a Switch to go into the Animal Crossing world. I've never played Animal Crossing. I just have this feeling that this game is going to do enough to make me want to buy it. The Last of Us Part 2. This will be a big hit, and in my opinion, will be a big contender for Game of the Year. Cyberpunk 2077. It'll be a big hit, but at the start it's going to be full of bugs, and it'll have to be fixed over time with patches. Marvel Avengers. I think this will be a big flop. This game is coming a little bit too late in the Marvel universe. I feel like Marvel's dropping off now that I believe Avengers has finished, and I think that this game will come out and it'll be really clunky and people won't like the game style of it. Dying Light 2. I think this will be a hit with the fans of the original game, but nothing more than that. Minecraft Dungeons. Very much the same as story mode. The kids will love it, but no replayability. Halo Infinite. After its release, it will be dubbed as the worst Xbox launch title. Ghosts of Tsushima. I think this game will be a big hit with the Souls fans, the people that like those sort of games, and also I reckon it'll do really well for viewers on Twitch. Dragon Age 4. I think this game will be rushed out. They'll try and get it out for a certain time of year, and there'll be loads of bugs, including one that crashes the new consoles. Elden Ring. People will absolutely love this game, but there'll be a petition to rewrite the ending. So let me know what you think about all those games above. Do you think it's going to be a hit or a flop? Let me know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the big gaming trends of 2020. In this segment, I'm going to talk about all the things that I think will happen within gaming in 2020 and what will make companies the most money. In addition to that, I might touch on a couple of YouTuber-y, Twitchy sort of predictions. Especially at E3 2020, I think we're going to see a lot more free games with paid Battle Pass elements to them. I think it's a massive thing that's going to carry on this year. Fortnite has led the way and has been the biggest game over the last 2 years without a doubt. This year was 2019 was quite a weak year for gaming in my opinion, and Fortnite kind of continued its reign over everybody, and I think there's going to be a few contenders to try and knock it off the throne next year, all of which will have that paid Battle Pass skin element. I think MMO games are going to make a bit of a comeback. Now, you could argue that they're still very much in the wild and they're doing really well. Final Fantasy 14, I believe it is, still does extremely well each year in the Game Awards. In addition to that, it's got a massive player base, as well as, you know, many other MMO games have done in the past. But I think they're going to make a big resurgence this year. And I think there's going to be one title in particular that is going to have a certain franchise leading it. I've got a slight suspicion it's going to be Harry Potter themed. I think it's going to be a Harry Potter MMO potentially coming out. If not, I don't know, what would I want to see? I know the Avengers game's coming out. It's not an MMO. It's probably not going to do well either. So that's kind of out of the books. But there's got to be something that I would ideally want to happen.
One eternity later.
I've been sat here thinking for a couple of minutes, and I can't think of a single franchise that I would really like to see get involved with this. But for me, I think it'll have to be a game that kind of takes The Sims and makes it into an MMO and gives people that chance to live an alternative life through technology. I think the first company that come up with that sort of game will hit big bucks. Now, I said I would allude into some Twitch/YouTuber sort of predictions, and I think this one is going to happen. I don't have a name, I don't have a company name, but I think this following suggestion might happen. I think that a single content creator is going to get into huge trouble after taking a massive brand deal from an individual game. So you've seen the likes of Ninja take brand deals to go and work with, let's say, Fortnite, or even go and stream on different platforms. But I think there's going to be a content creator this year that's going to get paid off by the Fortnite competitor to play just their game. I think they'll then get in trouble when that game fails to knock Fortnite off the top spot. For example, there's a game called Cluster coming out, and Cluster's this big game that's a battle royale MMO, which is all about taking people out and being the last one standing, as well as leveling up your character in skills elsewhere to earn coins, for example. And Castro gets paid to go and play this game. Castro's probably a bad example, he would never play that. But let's say it's Vicstar123. Gets paid to go and play this game, and I reckon whoever the content creator is will then play this game, be tied into only uploading content on this game for a year or so, and the game will flop. They will then get in trouble because no one will be watching their videos, and their channel will go down the poop. That is a very out there prediction, and if you guys can predict a name and game that's going to happen with, pop it down in the comments down below. It's an out there prediction, but I can see something along those lines happening. Also, by the way, Castro and Vic would never do that because they actually have some business sense. But there we have it. Those are my predictions for the gaming world in 2020. If you went on to enjoy this video, guys, please hit a big like on it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm trying to upload daily and looking to continue with that throughout 2020. And I will see you in the next one.